The Oakmont Country Club's dining rooms sparkled with old money and older prejudices. Crystal chandeliers cast judgmental shadows over my simple black blazer as I sat across from my parents and sister, Caroline, at their regular Sunday lunch table. "You shouldn't be here," Dad hissed, his golf club tie clip glinting. "Members only." I glanced at my phone, watching my company's stock tick upward. Another billion in market cap just this morning. The acquisition confirmation blinked. Oakmont Country Club transfer complete. "Actually," I said quietly, "I have some business to discuss." "Business?" Caroline laughed, her tennis bracelet catching the light. "Sarah, dear, answering phones at that tech startup hardly counts as business at Oakmont." My phone buzzed. "Board approval confirmed. New ownership announcement ready." "The membership committee was very clear," Mom whispered, scanning the room nervously. "After that scene last month." "Ah yes, the scene. When I'd suggested the club's investment portfolio needed modernization. The committee had found my lack of proper credentials offensive." "Speaking of investments," Caroline preened, "Daddy just made partner at Goldman. We're celebrating here tonight." My phone lit up again. Chin Enterprises now valued at $52 billion. Oakmont purchase completed for $250 million. "That's nice," I murmured, watching the final transfer documents populate my secure server. "You could have had a real career," Dad frowned. "Instead of playing with computers." The club's security system pinged softly as ownership protocols updated. In moments, every member's card would reflect the new reality. "About that career," I began, but Caroline interrupted. "Please, Sarah, spare us another pitch about your little tech projects. This is Oakmont. We have standards." My phone displayed another notification. "Breaking news. Tech giant Chin Enterprises acquires historic Oakmont Country Club." "Standards," I repeated softly, watching Dad's membership card stop working mid-swipe at the bar. "What the devil?" he muttered, trying again. The maitre d' approached our table, tablet in hand, looking pale. "Mr. Anderson, I'm afraid there's an issue with your membership." "Impossible," Dad blustered. "I'm a founding member." "Actually," I smiled, pulling up the holographic display from my simple phone, "ownership has changed. Along with all membership protocols." Caroline's champagne glass froze halfway to her lips as the club's screens flickered to life. "Chin Enterprises CEO Sarah Chin acquires Oakmont, all memberships under review." "Ms. Chin," my assistant's voice came through my earpiece, "the Wall Street Journal needs your comment on the Oakmont acquisition. And the Prime Minister of Japan is confirming your dinner meeting." Mom's pearl necklace clinked against her water glass as her hand trembled. "Prime Minister? Tell him Thursday works better," I replied, watching their faces as realization dawned. "After my UN presentation but before the quantum computing announcement." This is impossible," Caroline stammered, frantically Googling on her phone. Her perfectly manicured hand began to shake as headlines filled her screen. "Sarah Chin, the silent billionaire reshaping global technology." Dad kept swiping his membership card, each decline making him more desperate. 40 years of social status, disappearing with each error message. "Ms. Chin," my assistant entered smoothly, "Microsoft CEO is requesting to reschedule your morning meeting. And the White House needs your input on the tech initiative." The dining room had gone silent, other members watching their cards fail one by one. The elite of Oakmont, suddenly locked out of their sanctuary. "Your startup," Mom whispered, her voice trembling. "Chin Enterprises," I corrected, pulling up our corporate holdings. "Currently valued at $52 billion. Oakmont's purchase price wouldn't cover our monthly coffee budget." The club's screens displayed more breaking news. Tech giant Chin Enterprises revolutionizes private club industry, traditional memberships obsolete. "But you work from that little office." Caroline's voice trailed off. "You mean my private floor in the Chin Tower?" I smiled. "The one worth more than Oakmont's entire property." Members were beginning to gather, whispering anxiously as their privileges evaporated. The same people who'd voted to ban me were now effectively locked out of their own club. "Ms. Chin," my assistant interrupted again, "the Forbes cover story is ready for approval. And Elon Musk is waiting online too." Dad's face had gone from red to white. "Elon Musk. Tell him I'll call back," I said, watching another billion add to our market cap. I'm busy renovating my new country club. The screens updated. Chin Enterprises to transform Oakmont into tech innovation hub, traditional member privileges revoked. Your sister's success, Dad had always lectured at these Sunday lunches, comes from respecting tradition. Now Caroline sat silent, watching her startup-running sister dismantle generations of social hierarchy with a few taps on her quantum-encrypted phone. About those traditions, I said, checking another notification, they're being upgraded. Along with the membership criteria. My phone displayed another alert. Time magazine cover story. How Sarah Chin built an empire while being banned from country clubs. Sarah, Mom started, her voice barely audible. We never meant to. To exclude me? I finished. To assume success only looks one way. The maitre d' approached again, looking increasingly uncomfortable. Miss Chin, the other members are requesting. Their memberships are suspended, I confirmed. Pending review of our new inclusion criteria. Starting with the people they previously banned. The next hour in Oakmont's main dining room redefined social hierarchy in ways no one had anticipated. The holographic displays I'd installed showed Chin Enterprises' complete corporate structure, with Oakmont now a tiny subsidiary in my vast empire. Let's discuss the changes, I said calmly, watching members cluster anxiously around their tables. Oakmont will be completely restructured. Starting with its membership policies. You can't just. Dad's voice cracked as the club's historic portraits were replaced with interactive quantum displays. Miss Chin, my assistant announced, the architectural team is ready. Phase 1 of the Innovation Center begins tomorrow. The screens showed the transformation plans, quantum research facilities, AI development labs, and a complete overhaul of the golf course into a sustainable tech campus. The golf course. Caroline gasped. But it's historic. Was historic, I corrected. Now it's the future site of our quantum computing center. Though we're keeping the putting green, our AI needs somewhere to test its golf algorithms. My phone lit up. Chin Enterprises Quantum Division valued at $30 billion, Oakmont purchase price less than CEO's daily revenue. Ms. Chin, my assistant interrupted, the Pentagon needs your approval on the defense contract. And the G7 summit organizers are confirming your keynote. Mom's hands trembled as she folded her napkin. G7 summit? Standard week, I said, watching Chin Enterprises stock surge another billion. Though the UN Security Council meeting is more interesting. The dining room screens displayed breaking news. Chin Enterprises revolutionizes private club industry, social status replaced by innovation metrics. Your career choices, Dad had lectured countless times. Need to reflect proper social standing. Now he watched silently as his startup-running daughter transformed his sanctuary into a global tech hub. About your membership, I turned to Caroline. I'm afraid it doesn't meet our new criteria. We're looking for innovators, not investment bankers. Caroline's phone buzzed with notifications about Oakmont's new membership requirements. Her precious social status evaporating like morning dew. The exclusivity, my assistant murmured, remains. It's just based on different metrics now. Indeed, I agreed, watching another billion add to our market cap. Innovation matters more than inheritance. The club's vintage wine cellar was already being converted into a quantum server room. Each bottle of 100-year-old Bordeaux replaced by technology worth more than the entire collection. Your little office, Mom said weakly, remembering years of dismissive comments. You mean my global command center? I smiled. The one that just increased in value by another billion during this conversation? 1 month after the acquisition, Oakmont was unrecognizable. The stuffy dining room had transformed into a cutting-edge innovation hub, with quantum computers and AI systems replacing crystal chandeliers. The members' lounge now housed a technology worth more than all previous members' net worth combined. Transformation Phase 1 complete, my assistant reported during the morning briefing. Chin Enterprises Innovation Center has already filed 200 new patents. Caroline sat quietly in her new role. Not as a member but as a junior innovation researcher. Her tennis bracelet and country club manners looked absurdly out of place among the world's leading scientists and tech visionaries. The quantum breakthrough alone, she admitted, studying the holographic metrics, generated more value than Oakmont's entire 100-year history. Ms. Chen, my assistant interrupted, the European Union is requesting our climate technology. And the Singapore government needs your input on their Smart City initiative. Dad's hands shook as he reviewed his visitor's pass, the closest thing to membership he now possessed. Singapore government. Just another Tuesday, I said, watching Chen Enterprises' market cap tick up another few billion. Though the Dubai project is more interesting. The former dining room's screens displayed breaking news. Chen Enterprises transforms elite country club into world's leading tech hub, traditional social status made obsolete. Remember when you said I didn't belong here? I asked Dad gently. He nodded, watching former members apply for visitor passes to the facility they once owned. I was so focused on traditional status. While I was redefining it, I completed. Sometimes the best clubs aren't about who you exclude, but what you create. Mom's tablet chimed with another alert. Chen Enterprises surpasses $100 billion valuation. Former country club now Global Innovation Center. The membership committee, Caroline mused, seems rather quaint now. Like measuring the ocean with a teacup, I agreed, pulling up Chen Enterprises' global impact metrics. Some revolutions start with a denied application. My phone buzzed. International Space Agency requesting quantum technology partnership. Ironic, Mom said quietly. All those years worrying about social standing. While I was building something that transcended it, I finished. Life has a fascinating way of reshuffling the deck. The morning sun filtered through the quantum-enhanced windows of what was once the men's-only bar. In just a month, we'd achieved more progress than Oakmont had in a century. Ms. Chen, my assistant appeared again, the Mars colony requires your approval on the new AI systems. And the Nobel Committee wants to discuss your quantum physics nomination. Dad nearly dropped his visitor's badge. Nobel Committee? Just another milestone, I smiled. Like that membership application you rejected. The screens updated with more breaking news. Chen Enterprises Innovation Center makes breakthrough in quantum physics. Traditional research facilities now obsolete. Speaking of obsolete, Caroline said, reviewing the quarterly reports, Oakmont's old status symbols seem almost comical now. While advancing human knowledge, I nodded. Sometimes the best revenge isn't exclusion, it's evolution. Dad stared at his reflection in the quantum displays. All those years we thought we were protecting standards. While I was creating new ones, I completed. Some clubs are built on birthright. My phone displayed another notification. Time Magazine Person of the Year. Sarah Chen, the rejected applicant who revolutionized innovation. Others, I said, watching my family's quantum-perfect reflection in the smart glass walls, are built on brilliance. The morning light played through our innovation center, casting digital shadows across the space where social hierarchy had once ruled. In the club they tried to protect from outsiders, 3 generations of assumptions about status and worth dissolved into the new reality I'd built.